Now, a message from the UN. Play one more.
Wow, here we are, just two dudes in Denver talking about music, life, COVID, and children.
Yes, man, I have all those things to talk about. Yeah.
Paul Hoffman, how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good to see you.
You're at my home.
Thank you for having me over, man.
I fucking love it. You don't live too far from here. Do you live in the mountains? Or
I live in Golden.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, not too bad.
What's it? Tell me the growth of Colorado. You've been here forever.
I've been here for about 8 years only.
Only 8 years?
Yeah, and I lived in a couple spots. I just recently moved to Golden, living in the suburbs. Digging it, man.
You love it?
Yeah, we've been there about a year, and it's like a change, you know? We're not as close to like the local restaurants we used to love and all that kind of stuff, but I love suburb life, dude.
Kind of gets you away from the riffraff, too.
My neighbors are great, and we're meeting some parents in the neighborhood with kids who are real cool, and there's some musicians in my neighborhood and stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. And you have a kid and a wife, and like, you don't have to go out on a Tuesday anymore.
No, we rarely do anyway. I got teenagers in the neighborhood to mow my lawn.
Really?
I got teenage babysitters. Yeah.
Are you like the cool neighbor because you're a rock star?
I don't know, man. I'm not there enough, I guess. I've hardly been.
Like, who the fuck is this Jesus looking dude over here, dude?
Yeah, who's that long hair guy painting his garage listening to Dr. Dre at 9 o'clock at night?
Fucking love it. So I see you guys a lot, like you're hiking and shit a lot. And like, is that part of your like everyday life? You love hiking and like camping with your
We do a bit
family?
of that. Yeah, we have one of those camper van things, you know? So
oh, really?
We got out about a bunch this summer as a family and just did some camping and around
Sick.
gigs and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, kind of like, because like my question is like, how do you, I mean, you've been doing this for so long with your band. How do you like have like in your brain feel like you have balance to like keep going? Because we're just talking about tour schedule and work life and stuff. Like, what's your take on balance?
It's tough, man. It's like back and forth. And then I was just telling you when we were talking, that's like, I've got this stretch home now, home for 17 days, the longest I've been home in quite a while. But there's just so much stuff I got to catch up on, you know? Life stuff. You got to mow my lawn and go see the dentist and shit, you know?
Yeah. No.
The van helps. Like, because we get out in the woods and it's like, you can't do your chores at the house because you're just at your campsite. You got to do campsite chores. So it's not like total sloth mode.
Right.
You know, you got to level the van each day and flip over the car seat and like cook a meal on your propane stove or whatever,
Yeah.
do some dishes in the river.
It's fucking crazy.
Go hound other campsites for firewood, you know.
How many days do you do those?
We do, a couple years ago, we did like 6,000 miles around Greensky gigs. It was pretty extreme.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks. We went all the way to Canada and back.
What? Like with your
With
so-
my wife and kid, yeah.
So you would keep walking, and then you'd have a gig fly.
No. We
the
drove the
gig?
van. Drove the van all that way. No, we didn't. Can't hike that far, dude. I fucking around like 1.5
But you were like
miles.
legit Jesus, dog. Like just walking the fucking.
I'm like Forrest Gumping it.
My sweet angel, my family. I will be back in 2 days after I play Des Moines, Iowa.
No, we drove the van.
That's cool.
It's funny after all those years of driving your own tour van and then driving we had a little bus for a while, and then we got this camper van, and I got back out on the highway, and I was like, whoa, I'm back. And I can just like have this endurance to drive for so far. I missed it, I think.
I know. Yeah, and of like, it's kind of like a safety blanket because like that's all we really know is traveling. You know?
Yeah, I love that like highway hypnosis, to quote the Billy String song. You know, it's just like you're driving. You can use your brain, but like you can't. I'm kind of have a fault of multitasking. I'm always doing a million things at once on my phone.
Yeah.
While I'm on the phone and mowing the lawn or whatever, you know, it's like, and then you're driving and it's just like, just thinking.
You write while driving?
I get a lot of ideas and try to get Siri to get them down right and she didn't do it.
What was your favorite ride? Like I love that too. Driving and just like I don't like even putting on music. I just like just being silent with the road, just driving.
Yeah, there's something to that too.
So what do you like? What songs have you written on just fucking spacing out on the road?
I can't think of one that I wrote driving. Sometimes because it's like writing meter, like tap my hand or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote one in the shower the other night.
Yeah, what was it
like
about?
Verse. I think it was just about working too hard, taking a break.
This is what I'm talking about, dude.
It's the shit I'm writing about all the time, you know.
Why do we have to like force ourselves to like kill ourselves for the road on the road?
And it's tough balance, you know. Like if you do what you love for work, and then you don't want to get up and go to work, then it's like, what the hell's your day look like?
Right.
You don't love what you love anymore.
Right.
But
it's tough.
Yeah, but you know, it's like that creative. You got to follow that creative voice wherever it finds you.
Right. I know that's the thing. Like creativity, having a job in creativity is so hard because it's not like you could like. I mean, I see Nashville, they turn it on like that. But like us, it's like we're touring so much. When we get home, we're exhausted. Takes us a couple days to rewind, and then we have to get back on the road. Like, if you take a full-time amount of break, maybe we could be more creative on a daily process. But I think our brain's just catching up with the exhaustion. Like, how many years have you been in a band?
24.
24. I'll clap to that. Let's fucking
That's more than half my life, man.
I know. And you guys still love each other.
Yeah, you got to learn how to turn. I mean, I think you got to just learn how to turn it on. Like creativity can be a skill too.
Right.
I think when I started, it was like I was sad about something, so I wrote a song.
Right.
Or I was going through a breakup or wanting to break up or something like that, and wrote a song. And now I just kind of got to like learn to find that it can be a skill being creative. You know,
Right.
like you can find that inspiration in the same way by turning it on, and it's not like contrived.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it can be hard though. I take a lot of notes sometimes if I'm just like thinking about stuff like what I might write about. You know, like some paradoxical thing, like a pride and jealousy or something like that, and like where they meet, and then I'll like meditate on it for a while.
Pride and jealousy. Let's talk about that. I see a lot of the bands that open for you just get super fucking famous. I would be so I'd be so pissed, dude.
I'm so proud of all my friends. Yeah.
It's like, no, it's like very proud. It's like, just like for the ego inside yourself. You know, sometimes I get like that where my friends get really, like my boy's little stranger fucking blowing up. And I got to stop myself from being jealous and be proud.
Yeah, there's kind of a fine line there, right?
Right.
I've been trying to write that one for a while. I haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, like what is the fine line? You know, it's like, it's just internal bullshit. It's just like, it's like ego telling us that, oh, look, you should be working harder. You should be working harder. But it's not about working harder. Sometimes it's just, you know, it's not your time yet. We got to realize when it's our time.
Yeah, and what we have is really special and really great, and we have a lot of loyal fans that, you know, as long as we keep it up, I think feel like most of them are going to keep it up with us. So
Right.
there's some security there.
Yeah. And I think of John Prine a lot. Like John Prine didn't get really famous until like way later in his career.
Yeah.
But he was writing fucking killer songs when he was younger, dude.
Killer songs, same chord progressions, same melodies.
Yeah, dude. It's us.
I did that the other night, dude. I came up with this. I wrote this song, and I wrote like verses and chorus with no music, and then I was like, well, started messing around with my guitar, and I'm like, I'm just going to sing this, and I just started playing my chord progression I always play, just sing it, and I'm like, okay, so later I'll repurpose that with a different melody or something, but yeah, that just Prine, man, all those same chords all the time.
I love it.
Some melodies are
Van
just
Morrison too is like that.
the good ones.
Yeah, why are we overthinking?
Why can't we just 4156 all day, man? That's what I want. 4156.
I know. I think about that a lot. Like I think of Van Morrison. The band kind of changed it up a little bit, but there's still some. You could tell which songs are who's writing which songs and stuff. But yeah, it's just like, how do we like get out of our own way? That's my question. You know, like that's like all I'm like. We gotta get out of our own way.
Yeah,
because we are doing some dope shit.
We are.
We're doing great shit. I mean, who makes a living playing music? Who gets to go to fucking Red Rocks every year?
We do.
We do. I'll clap to that. Let's fucking
We
go.
do, man. We get to.
Go to Red Rocks this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. The 14th and 15th, Green Skies with
13 and 14.
13, 14.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, baby.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Honey Drops got that.
Yeah, and you're Saturday the 14th.
Saturday the 14th. I'm going to come to. Oh, I'm in Buena Vista. Damn it. But yeah, come see us 2 nights. Green Sky. It's a family affair. Honey Drops, too. What a fun lineup.
Yeah, what a great band. How many times did you play Red Rocks?
4.
Sweet. This will be 5?
5.
This will be 18 and 19 for us. Crazy, right?
There's got to be pressure, dude. Like, that's so many tickets. That's 20,000 tickets, bro.
Yeah, man, it still is. Like, I hated it the first time we played.
Why?
Because it's just like it was so hard. And then I just like, it was such a big deal for everybody. Like, that must have been the greatest night of your life. And I was like, well, no, it wasn't. It was like,
stressed the fuck out.
I was really scared. I was like uncertain if it was good enough. And then had to just like sort of fake it all night when people asked, like, wasn't that so amazing? And I'm like, yeah, it was. But inside I was like, no, that was awful. I want to go home right now and crawl into a ball.
Throw up.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do we put so much pressure over a show?
Man, Red Rocks is intense, right? It's like 10,000 people like upright right in front of your face. You can see people in row 60 and you're like, what up, neighbor?
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. That's actually true. It's like on a fucking
there's like
vertical
right there, man. It's like I can see the people in row 25 better than I can see the people in row 1.
Yeah.
Where normally it's like you got those people right in front of you and that's it.
Do you have that pressure in Michigan?
I mean, I think I feel it a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like I always feel like we play really great shows the night before a big weekend.
Yeah.
I think a lot of bands are that way too, right? You're
100%.
We got a big weekend this weekend. We're saving this and this and this and this for Friday, Saturday, and then Thursday night just nail it.
I know,
with all your bees, all the stuff you're like, we don't need that for the weekend. And everyone's like, that Thursday show was lit.
What do you think it is? Because you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, I think so, man.
We got to get out of our own way.
There's a delicate balance there too, man. Though, like not caring at all isn't good, probably.
No, but caring, but knowing that you're the man for the job.
There it is.
It's like. Of course we're going to care. We care about our art. We're not going to say like, fuck off. It's just like be pretentious. But like just own that you deserve to be there.
Have a little faith in yourself.
Have a little faith. What's that?
Have a little faith in me. That's what I was thinking of.
I was thinking too. Yeah. I love that. But it's so true, man. I'm like, I get out of my own way. It's the most important thing. It's like how do you get out of your own way when you're making, how many records do you have now?
I think we have 8 or 9 or something like that.
8 or 9 records.
So we're about to do a new one.
Yeah. What was it? I got a lot of questions about the Iceland thing.
Yeah, that was fun.
Some kind of know a little personal information.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, how do you get people inspired to be present when they're sad?
Like musically or the fans?
Just, maybe a band, if a band member is not involved, or like someone that's going through it at the moment, or like,
yeah, man,
whatever it is. How do you as the quarterback? Because I feel like Hoff, you're the quarterback of this fucking thing. You run this show. I don't listen to this, boys. If I'm completely wrong, but I feel like you're the quarterback of this. And as the quarterback, sometimes you got to rev the engines on some of these guys. Like, hey, I know we're all feeling shit. Let's all get it there, and this is why we're in Iceland, to keep our emotions away from the studio. How do you approach that?
I think, man, so we've been through so much together. It's like I've had my turns. I've been through some shit, and they've been there for me, and vice versa. The Iceland thing was really cool. I felt like we were all in a really great place. We do real well when we're like isolated together. Iceland isolation.
Yeah,
it's really close. Man, that was really something, dude. We didn't see any people for days, and there was no darkness either. So like we recorded for 16 hours a day or something, just like nonstop. You gotta the sadness, I try to embrace it. And like, I think music is a great place for sadness. People who've listened to my songs are probably like, that makes sense.
Yeah, because didn't you have like a film crew film that?
We did. We made a documentary that's going to come out eventually, and it's pretty vulnerable. Dude,
that's what Dave was saying. Like, it's like, he was telling me like all the kind of like what you all are going through. We don't have to discuss it publicly because I will save it for the movie.
Yeah, you'll see it in the film.
But pretty heavy shit.
Yeah, it was kind of a rebirth for us in a lot of ways. A lot of us were going through some changes. Really, all of us, kind of at the same time. And that's the maybe the key to survival this long. It's like they can't be the same guys we were 24 years ago.
Right.
We have to be able to evolve. But you want to be the same band, but a different band, a better band,
and like communicating.
Yeah, we're talking more than we used to. I
feel like every band later in their life finally gets it. They communicate, and then They're fucking happy. It took like 20 years to fucking it's like a communicate.
We were communicating, but it was late and we didn't remember the next day.
Yeah, exactly. But now all y'all are sober. Most of y'all are sober, so it's like you probably remember the conversations.
We're pretty well behaved now, and it's like a little bit more organized and you know
boring.
No.
That's my biggest fear about going sober. Is the road going to be boring?
we in this last tour, dude. We were playing cribbage and shit in the bus, and like I was like, we're so old. We're watching the Olympics, playing cribbage, like eating apples and fucking peanut butter.
Pictures of all your kids and grandmas.
We're like, hey, look at this video of my kid and stuff. And like the band's all in the bus, like 40 minutes after the show, and I was good night. But you know, like there's one night recently where Dave was just cracking the fuck up, and we're all getting in our bunks, and we're all laughing. I was like, this feels like a teenage slumber party instead of like a frat boy rave. Yeah. You know, it's like,
oh, have the tables have turned.
Yeah, man, it's good though.
What made you get into rock and roll and music in the first place? How old were you when you found out you wanted to do this?
Pretty young, man. I was like, I was a theater kid.
Me too.
My parents put me in acting classes when I was like pretty young, 7 or 8 or something.
Michigan?
Yep. And I did Muskegon.
Muskegon. Oh, damn.
I did but that's like right on the lake. Grew up in the lake. Did a bunch of community theater and stuff. Bunch of choir. Started playing the viola when I was in like 4th grade. I think that was my first instrument, sort of.
What was the first moment you actually fell in love with it?
Yeah, I think I'm the Beatles, man. My mom was a big Beatles fan, and I remember making mixtapes of her records for her to listen to in the car for sure commute to work because you know kids are the text I knew how to make the record player go to the tape player, and I remember like listening to the radio at night with my tape cassette thing, like waiting for that song. I love to record it.
Right.
The kids don't have to do that anymore. Just go on the internet and just listen to whatever they want all the time. I'd be like, I like that song, like, oh yeah. Place to stay, get your booty on the floor tonight. That's like me as a young kid. I remember shit like that on the radio and be like, I want to get that on my tape. I love pop music.
Did you have kids or not kids? Do you have brothers or sisters or anything?
My brother is like 10 years older than me. So
so you're just kind of entertaining yourself.
Yeah.
Were your parents older when they had you?
Well, yeah, they're the same age I was when I had my kids. So pretty much.
It's like that Fleet Foxes song. I'm finally the same age, but that I was when their parents had them, but I'm still single and alone.
Oh man,
I'm like 37.
I haven't heard that one. Yeah,
I think about that a lot. So, do you feel like you had to raise yourself because they're older?
No, they were there, man. My dad worked a lot and stuff, but my parents were there for me and real supportive.
Sick.
I didn't accept all that, you know.
Why not? Were you a rebel?
Oh yeah.
Like what?
I just was sneaking out, staying out late, and you know, I used to bring my guitar into the woods actually and write songs and shit.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Dude, it's like it's this cliche, like
what type of songs?
Just like with folky heartbreak teenage songs, like in my Birkenstocks with like a fucking leather bag, and then like my guitar strapped around my shoulder.
Have you been the same person your whole life?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think I'm still that same guy.
Yeah.
What
was that first song you wrote in the woods?
Oh man, my mom one time told me later, because I made a record when I was in high school, CD, sold it to all my classmates and stuff, and she was like, all those songs I listen to now, and I just think you just needed to get laid. And I was like, Mom, I was like 16, and she's like, yeah, but
Baby, when did you lose your virginity?
I was like 16.
Oh, so you already were getting laid.
I was getting laid.
It's like, fuck you, Mom. I was already pounding cheeks.
I was always just, I listen to a lot of Pink Floyd and stuff. I think I've just always been into that kind of sad song stuff.
Melatonin. Were you sad? Were you always been a sad kid?
I mean, I think I'm happy, but I just like, I sort of like stew in it or something. Or like music is like a cathartic thing for me. I like if I feel terrible, I listen to a really sad song over and over and over again, and just like fully like scratch the wound, dig in.
Yeah. What was the hardest day of your life?
Oh man, it was tough. Yeah, we had to make some staffing changes in our band, and about a year ago.
Oh,
and that was pretty tough.
Oh yeah, you're like your best friends.
Yeah, we were best friends for a long time, and
how was that conversation? Who made that conversation?
Tim and I had to talk on the phone.
Oh fuck!
It was really hard, man.
Was it?
It was really hard. There was a lot of love there, and it was change is tough. And you know, I've been through a divorce and stuff too, and like some friends go through that, and it's like even if it's the right thing for two people to not be together anymore, professionally or romantically, it's like it's still so hard.
I had to separate from my manager too after 8 years last year. It was the hardest thing. It felt like I was breaking up with my girlfriend.
It felt harder than that to me.
Yeah, because you're 20 years with him.
16.
Or 16.
Yeah.
Fuck. What was the conversation like? Was it supportive or was it kind of angry at first? Like
We stayed calm and friendly, I think. It was hard. It was just emotional. And, you know, it's hard to tell someone that you need to make that change and they don't see it coming.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it is just business. And we're just trying to look out for our business sometimes. And it's hard to stay loyal. It's like we've been staying loyal the whole time. And it's like, I don't know. I never want to regret, like, what if?
Yeah, it's a pretty intimate business, though, man. Like, the guys that are on the road with us, I love them so much. Like,
it's heavy.
That's a dangerous feeling, right? Employing people that you care so deeply for.
I know.
But I just, you know, I have to, like, trust myself to have the ability to handle those hard talks and, like, get through those hard moments for better or worse. You know?
What a year, dude. And then Guido, too. Got a job.
He got a job. The crew guys, you know, it's like, it makes sense. They just, eventually they're like, man, I don't really want to be on the road anymore. And they're like, I'm going to get a house gig. And I'm like, I think to myself sometimes, like, well, can I get a fucking house gig?
Yeah.
Can I just play the Bluebird every week?
You're like, fuck. COVID was pretty nice just playing at the house. We're all just scared about it at first. I'm like, damn,
oh, yeah.
That was actually pretty dope.
I think back on it sometimes and I was like, man, it was nice to get bored again.
Yeah. I didn't understand what boredom was because we're always so high stimulated.
Yeah, totally, man.
Like, look at you now. Like, you can't get bored. You have to clean the house. You got to fucking wipe diapers or whatever. You got to fucking write music.
Promote
shows.
I tried to get bored, man. I bought a looping pedal recently.
You get what? Tell me about it.
It's been like months since I've even played with it. But the goal, it's like I bought it to just fuck around with, you know, sit in my studio. And I got my old Casio keyboard hooked up to it too, like these synth bass tones that are just so cheesy as shit. And I like try to teach myself how to make these loops, and I'm just in there jamming. Then I get my acoustic guitar out, do some
Have
chords.
you tried to pull it out during your solo shows?
No, I'm not quite there. I do a little bit like with my pedal board, but not with this like full looper. But it's the boredom thing. I bought it as like a toy for myself to just like play music and not have there be so much pressure to like, I'm sitting down with my acoustic guitar and a notepad and I'm writing a song. I'm just like sit down and start messing around. Like I wrote this bass line and then I'm like, what chords are those? And I'm reharmony. And then it turns into a creative process, but like in the way that it used to be, like when I just get a guitar out and start playing along with some music or something.
So I got to hang out with Billy a couple months ago, and it's like he's got a sick ass studio at his house. Mm-hmm. It's fucking unbelievable. And he's out there playing with keyboards and shit, doing like disco techno stuff. I'm like, wow, this is how we fight boredom. Is just to like not think about what we're actually doing, kind of like
or it's like a good entry into the creative process. I've been to his house, to his studio, and him and I did that shit with like
just some fucking
synth pads, did some beats and stuff. We wrote this song called Spider-Man. It's freaking hilarious.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's so good. Sometimes you just need to like not write. You still want to write music, but everything doesn't have to always be a Greensky song or a Frasco song or a Billy song. Just remember when we just used to write music just to fuck around with our friends?
The Spider-Man, dude. It's like it's kind of actually really sad too. To read it. This is the first verse. It goes, "You said you were Spider-Man, and I was Lois Lane, and you would never leave me, and I believed it."
Oh my God.
It's like, it's silly, but that's so sad.
That's such an emo song, dude.
And Spider-Man and Lois Lane, like the mixed metaphors. I'm like, something about that makes me go, whoa. I just love it.
Are you into cartoons?
Yeah, like not
when you're a kid, like superheroes.
I still watch like Disney cartoons all the time. Not just because I have a kid. Like Pixar, I love that shit.
It's amazing. I think it's like that's like my biggest, like, how can you like, I think that's how you write timeless music. Pixar is a perfect example of that, because how do you like kind of like have the theme that kids can understand, but also tug on the heartstrings that older people can understand? And I think if we figure that out in our music, maybe that's how we write timeless music.
Yeah. I mean, I think I relate to that in like a way that like I try to say things simple when I can. You know, there's something beautiful about a great metaphor.
Right.
But then something like, you said you'd never leave me, and I believed it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so simple, but so...
Yeah.
That's kind of stuff I'm always trying to look for. Is like...
A lot of...
Like, it's such simple words, but then to still be like behind the creative process. And I think that that's where like people of all ages and all different emotional feelings can relate to it. It's simple.
What song are you most proud of?
It's a good question, man. I like a lot of them for a lot of different reasons, you know. In Control is one that's really important to me. That's like, I kind of need that one. You know, when we went through COVID and I didn't sing it for a while, I was like, I don't think I'm okay. I need to sing that.
Do you have
song.
to play that? Can you play that at least once a week? I don't know how your fans are.
We play that song in pretty steady rotation.
Yeah. What else?
Past My Prime.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
I think about that song so much, Paul.
Thanks.
Like, it's a really good fucking song. What were you going through during that? Why did you feel like that?
Man, it was just I think I was like getting ready to go through my breakup with my previous wife and stuff, or I was just kind of unsure. There's a lot of uncertainty in this career all the time. Like, am I good enough? And like that feeling kind of plagues me. I try not to like obsess that it's a bad thing. It's like, that's just me checking to make sure I'm doing my best.
Imposter syndrome.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. I think about that too.
You know, I wrote that song real fast too. It's just like a real stream of conscious thing that I didn't put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
Those ones I think I like a lot because it's like, I don't know where they came from.
What about Windshield?
Windshield's the same way. I wrote real quick, stream of conscious sort
Play
of thing.
that song a lot still too.
We do play that one a lot.
Great fucking song too.
Thank you.
I think about you when I hear that fucking guy, Zach Bryan.
He's got a song that's a lot like
fucking song. I'm like, those boys wrote that first, boy.
You know, there's a lot of music's only got 12 notes.
That's true. That pissed you off though?
He told me that was his favorite song when he was 16.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, ripped it off.
I mean, that just makes me feel proud. I should feel proud of that.
I'll fight him for you. He's a Marine guy. Actually, I won't touch him.
Yeah, I wouldn't. He's a great writer, man.
He is a good writer.
I really dig his writing.
But did you hear that? I'm like, oh shit.
People started playing it for me before I had heard it, and I was like, wow, that is pretty similar.
Did he ever say anything?
We talked about it.
What did he say?
He said it was his favorite song when he was 16. So yeah.
It's really hard to I saw this I don't know, individual or being creative or like being unique is like, does it exist anymore? Being unique exist anymore? Is it, can we be unique in our own ways but still have the traditions of, I think about bluegrass a lot. Like, how many times can you like reinvent the wheel?
How many times can you write a 1-4-5? A lot, I think. You know, for me, the unique is like authentic is what I'm trying to be. Like, I think if everyone's authentic, it doesn't really matter how unique it is. Like, if it feels sincere and it feels real, I think that's what people crave from art. They want to see vulnerability too. Like, there's always like musically, instrumentally or something, you know, like I always wish I could be better at the mandolin or something, but like I'm up there every night trying my damnedest to play the best I can. And then like, I'm crossing the line a lot, making mistakes, taking it too far because I'm reaching for something. And I like, when I watch players like that, I think it's intriguing and interesting. And when I watch players that are so good that it doesn't look like they're even trying anymore, I think it's boring. Yeah. I'm like, damn, that's really cool, but boring.
Try.
I want to watch people struggle.
Yeah. I mean, that's the part of that's part of music, right? To hit that struggle. It's like, I think of like the people who give up or kind of like settle after the first 10,000 hours. It's that second 10,000 hours where you're fucking actually becoming like a master at your craft, right?
Yeah. I wonder if that theory, I wonder where I'm at in the hour long.
You're way past 10,000.
It's got to be, right?
But there's got, what record, like what that question or that theory, what was that question? What was that breaking point where like, on what record was it where it was like, oh shit, I might have hit a wall and I don't know what else to do. And then you broke the wall and then all of a sudden other records came out. Like any records like that?
You know, the two records I always think about a lot is Handguns and Sorrows. And those are like over 10 years old now, 10 and 12 years old. And we produced those ourselves. And I think that those are like...
You're popping then.
Those are band-defining records. Like that's when we figured out what we were.
Were you guys popping? Like were you guys drawn really well 10 years ago?
No, we were not selling a ton of tickets when we made those records. We started to like in the tours following. But I always look back on those and kind of like, part of me thinks that they're our best.
Yeah.
because I think that they're just such band defining moments. And I listened recently to the records after that because we're trying to do this 25th anniversary project and coming up with ideas and stuff. And we made some damn good records after that. It's just that like we kind of like we got into like we are what we are. And you know, it's like, are we gonna go make a record that's totally different somehow? Like I don't know what that is. Like we kind of make new records and they're kind of more. We're challenging ourselves every time, like better lyrics, different chord progressions, more intentional solos and stuff. And the craft gets tighter, but I kind of feel like we just make more. And then there's a creative part of me that's like, is that bad or is that good? I think people that are fans of the band don't want us to just like do something totally different and then be like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Why
it's kind of scary to change.
But in the, what change are we supposed to make? I just
we
got a lot of different like stuff on the playing field. We got like funky songs, bluegrass songs, slow songs.
That's why I think having Holly in the band was such a perfect move.
She's fucking incredible too, man. Really, really incredible.
How do you stay inspired to keep writing music you love and that you love, and not writing it just because the fans want you to write that type of music?
Yeah, I don't think I do that. I gotta love it, you know?
Yeah. Because you're playing them every fucking day.
Yeah. And, you know, I'll write songs and then sit at my house and just play them. That's how I know. Like, I write one that I just want to sit there and play. Yeah. And I'll be like, okay, this is good. If I want to, and that's like, then I can deliver it on stage, you know? Yeah. It's like get the emotion behind it for myself. And I'm not just like up there singing. I'm like emoting.
Yeah. You said something really cool. You're working on this 25-year anniversary thing and you're re-listening to the records finally again, because when you're making the records, like you don't want to fucking listen to them because you've listened to them for such in a heavy concentration for a year. You probably like don't even want to fucking listen to them after that for a few years, right?
It's been a while since I'd spun them, you know, from beginning to end.
Which ones are you still proud of?
All of them, dude, man. I think we did some really great stuff. I listened to Shouted, Written Down in Quotas, the record that we recorded after Sorrows. And I would listen to that one first the other day, and I was like, damn, this is good. Like, and there's some jams on it. There's some like heartfelt moments. There's some cool like sonic like under stuff that we did, like with, you know, padding with extra guitars and keys and glockenspiels and stupid shit you do in a studio, scream in a bathroom. Like, and I was just really proud of it. It's a great record. We're not like I don't know, our fans listen to our records, I think, but like we're not a record band. Like people can see us live, so maybe part of me is like soak that in and like we make the records and we love them, but that's not the thing that we get the attention for. So
that's why it was so cool to see that record worth past your prime on it.
That's on Shouted, I think.
Dude, that record got a lot of recognition.
I think so. Yeah, maybe it did.
Dude, that song was huge.
That's kind of my breakup record. It's heavy.
Wow. So crazy. Everyone loves fucking when you're marinating shit.
Most of the bands I love, I know which album's their divorce album. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite divorce record?
Rift.
Who was that?
Page.
Let's go.
So fell the weight I never could lift. Behind us the darkness, between us the rift.
Oh my God.
And that's just the liner notes from the inside, man.
That's heavy, dude.
Oh, dude, that record's good.
Did you get into like jam music, like Fish and shit?
I got into Fish when I was like 16, 17.
Really? Yeah. Bruiser was talking about he loved Fish. It was hard on for Trey and shit.
Oh yeah, I loved Fish. I still do.
Why do you like them? Looking back, like what intrigued them to you in the beginning?
I think that was like my the excitement of that freeform. You know, like the Grateful Dead too. When I was like 13, 14, because it felt like what I was supposed to do. And I love and appreciate the Dead, but when I found Fish, I was like, this is more for me.
Did you see Jerry?
No.
Live?
No.
Bruiser, I think, did.
I saw Fish in 98 for the first time. I was like 17.
Shit. Oh, the heroin years.
Yeah, Van Andel. And then I saw a lot of shows.
Was he that was when he's all fucked up?
I don't think he was that fucked up yet. I mean, at least not my perception.
Van Andel. Oh, that's where they just did the Billy thing?
Mm-hmm.
So what is Van Andel?
It's like just an arena in Grand Rapids.
Like a little hockey stadium or something?
Yep. And it was brand new in the late 90s. So I was like, I think they played there in 96 too. And I was too young for that. But
what's the deal with Michigan? Like, what type of people come out of Michigan? I always feel like it's like kind of conservative, but then there's some freaks. Then there's like a beautiful lake. So there's a lot tourist of people come there. Like, what was like your growing up in Michigan like?
The lake, man. Well, there's a lot of lakes. Michigan's great. Seek a pleasant peninsula. Michigan's really important to me. It's not on the way to anywhere except Canada.
Yeah.
So, I grew up by the lake, and I like swam in Lake Michigan daily.
We used to play at the place, the Dock, a Red Dock
Yeah,
in Muskegon.
in Saugatuck.
And Saugatuck. That guy hated me.
Tony,
Tony's such an asshole to me.
I loved him. He used to say, "Don't go changing."
Is that near your house, hometown?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
Saugatuck?
Yeah.
You could like kind of make a living just doing all those fucking runs.
When we first started playing, we would just play up and down the west coast of Michigan, Traverse City, Grand Rapids, Muskegon.
Why was
Kalamazoo?
Bells? Oh, because you guys went to college there.
Mm-hmm. Played Kalamazoo a lot. Every other Thursday at Bells for a couple winters.
Who were you? What bands were you growing up with? Like playing with? Like
There was a band in Michigan called Steppin' in it that I really adored and loved. Joshua Davis, my buddy, is in that band, and Dominic Davis, who plays bass for Jack White. Great, like folk, sort of like old timey songwriter. I learned a lot about songwriting from that guy, Josh Davis, and they were just a great friggin' band.
Isn't Jack White from Detroit?
Yep, him and Dominic grew up.
Do you
together,
ever meet him younger in his career?
No, I've met him, but not when he was young. Just in passing.
Who else is big? Oh, Eminem.
Yeah, we got Eminem, Madonna.
Madonna's from Michigan?
Yeah, like St. Clair Shores or something like that outside Detroit.
Wow. Did you like looking back, did you like living in Michigan, or was it kind of depressing? Or
I mean, as I got older, I thought my Muskegon was a little sleepy. But that's why I was in the woods and on the beach every night, doing like hippie shit in the dark. There was nothing to go do public. I couldn't go to shows and stuff like that. It just didn't exist. But I was close to Deer Creek, where I go see fish every summer, which was fucking cool.
Did you take when did you start taking like hallucinogens?
Pretty young.
Really?
Yeah, pretty young.
Like what? Like how young?
Like high school.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Like we just trip dick and go to like on a Wednesday at high school? Or?
Yeah, man, I don't disclose this happening because my mom's watching, man.
He's like, I knew it. Those sad
songs.
songs.
She knows. I was naughty.
Well,
I had
maybe she had
to wake him up a couple times when the police brought me home.
Really? You got arrested?
I got a bunch of curfew violations and shit when I was a kid.
Hold on, like what? What happened?
Just being out too late. The kids in my high school in my town would like go to the beach and have fires and party and stuff, and the police would break them up. We all would get in trouble for it all the time.
And you get caught.
Yeah, and then they bring you home and they like go inside and wake your parents up, and I'm like, no, you do it.
That's how nice everyone is. Like,
That's the worst. Mom. Yeah, what is it? There's someone outside who wants to talk to you.
Oh, that's it. That's more embarrassing than like calling from jail, I think.
I've done that too, and I was like,
yeah.
I mean,
what?
I was like 12 years old, and I was out with my buddy, and we were gonna like TP this girl's house, and we were riding our bikes on the side of the road, and the police picked us up.
Why? They saw
were
all the TP in your backpack?
Like 12-year-old kids on the side of the road at midnight, and they're like, "What are you doing out here?" And we're like, "Riding our bikes." And they're like, "You can't be out here this late if you're this old." And I didn't even know, but my parents didn't know I was out.
And they picked you up from.
So they picked us up, put the bikes in the cars, took us to the police station, and had to call my parents to have them come pick me up.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, curfew violation. It's hilarious.
But like getting in trouble, I never got the police had bigger things to fry. But when I got caught from my parents, like from being curfew, my mom would be because it's like embarrassing. I think about it in a small town, it'd be even more embarrassing because everyone finds out about it.
Yeah,
the whole town.
But it was all the kids. That's what the cops were doing. They were all getting MIP. I never got an MIP. That's like they were on the beach drinking. My friends and I weren't really drinking much when we were teens like that.
Oh, shit. Is Muskegon like American Pie too? That's where like...
Man, it's like a little beach town, a small community.
Sounds awesome.
Suburby.
So is the town quieter in the wintertime?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a resort town?
No, it's not a resort town, but it's like not at all. It's kind of a sleepy lake town, but it just winters are gray and snowy.
That's fucking awesome. Do you ever look at yourself and moving back to Michigan with your family?
I don't think so.
No, you're done.
I'd love to go there. I would miss it if I didn't go, at least once a year. I was just there recently swimming in the lakes and stuff, and it's like that's just what I thrive on. But I don't want to live there anymore.
It's a little side house there. It's good. Yeah. Let's write a hit.
My parents got a lake house there that maybe one day I'll live in.
Do they still come out to your shows?
They do. Yeah.
They still like it?
They love it. Yeah.
It's cool.
They're very supportive.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
But that's wild, Paul. That's like, what a fucking career. And you're still doing it. This is beautiful. Through all the ups and downs, employee change or employment changes, whatever. You guys are still happy and you're still doing it. And it seems like you're happier, even with like the personal stuff, divorces and stuff and all the other wild stuff. And I thought the Guido thing was going to be heartbreaking. And it probably was because I remember that last day.
It was hard. Yeah, because we loved having him out.
And shit.
Yeah. Change is hard.
Yeah.
But you don't grow. If you don't change, you don't grow, right?
Right. Is he like in St. Louis? You talk to him still?
Yeah, I see him a bit. We keep in touch and we hang out still. He's a brother for life.
Sick. So what do you got in store?
Time.
Yeah, shout out to Guido. Let's do one more clap for Guido. I know. I got a couple more questions. I'll let you go, Paul. This is great. I love getting to know you. We never get to do this.
Yeah, we don't, man. This is great.
We're always with a group of people, and we're all like, when we're around people, we got to put on our fucking stage hat.
Yeah, we're figuring out where we're going to see each other next before we even say goodbye.
I know, exactly. So like, yeah, what about some advice to give like the younger bands to get through fucking ups and downs and lefts and rights of being in a fucking band?
Yeah, you got to just, I don't know what you got to do, honestly. What worked for me, I start to say that and I'm like, you know what? Different things work for different people. For us, like grinding hard work, we gained fans all over the place. Daniel Donato's out right now, and he's like, we just saw him the other day, and he's on his 175th show already this year or something. That is just like, that is intense.
I could see it in his eyes. He's getting tired. I can see it
working.
Down.
I can see it working though too. Like you get the name out, you give people access to the music, and I don't know, like hold yourself accountable to your own best. That's what I always tell myself. My best is good enough.
Right. Exactly. It's like I used to have to like do 250 shows a year. I did 250 shows a year for like 15 years or 13 years.
Seriously?
Yeah.
We never did 250. I would die.
This is the first year I did 140.
Holy shit.
And I'm like still tired. No,
that's
I'm
a lot
even more tired. Like, you don't have to say yes to everything.
You don't. I think part of us feels like we need to, or because you won't get the next gig if you don't say yes to
It's like the FOMO thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now with Red Light and stuff. It's all new and shit. Like, aren't you with like Chris Stapleton's manager?
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Yeah?
Yeah, Zach.
What's the difference?
No, just it's a professional relationship from the beginning, where the other one was a friendship that bloomed into business. And I think that just makes it different from the get-go. Now that I'm older and have been in it longer, the people that work for us that I established a business relationship, I become friends with them. Of course, we got a new tour manager who's great.
Yeah.
And, he took him on as a tour manager, as a business thing.
Right.
Of course, I get along with the dude. He's a tour manager. He's in the biz. He's cool. Like, we're friends, but we weren't friends first. And I think they both work, clearly, if you look at our organization. But it's nice to just, like, have an appreciation for someone being good at their job and then becoming friends with them.
Yeah, it's like we've built a relationship on everything becoming more personal than it should be sometimes.
Yeah, I feel so blue collar even just saying that last thing.
I put on my pants the same way everyone else does.
It's like that advice for the young fans, the young bands or whatever. Like, if you got a buddy out there who loves you and wants to manage you and he's going to work harder for you than anyone else, let him.
Yeah.
But just be careful.
Yeah, I feel that way too. It's like bandmates too. You ever had new bandmates?
Only adding bandmates, never like replacing. Really,
damn, no one's quit.
And we would kind of cycle through some bass players in the beginning when we were like an open mic band.
Yeah.
But like Duvall started in 04 and Anders started in 07. So
holy shit. When did Bruza?
Bruza and Bont were playing an open mic when I saw him in fall of 2000. And,
really?
Yep.
Who's your closest friend in that band?
It's kind of changed through all the years in different ways.
Now, today.
And now I hang out with our crew a lot. I love it. I love everybody for such different things. Dave and I were pretend to be brothers for a while. Bont and I got married the same summer.
You ever sleep on the crew bus?
We only have one bus.
That's even better. So at least it's like not everyone is stuck together.
We got a real good brotherhood going on out there. I think I love it.
Yeah, you don't really need that many people in your crew, right?
We're like 12 or 13 or something like that.
Because like your in-ears don't really have. Do you have like a stage? Who's your stage manager?
Our front house guy's our production manager.
Sick. Oh, so
we have like a truck driver though, and a tour manager, and merch.
Oh, you have a truck driver too?
Yeah, we have a truck.
You have a truck?
Not like a semi.
That's expensive.
Yeah. It's better than a trailer, though.
Yeah, it's true. Why?
And more stuff, safer.
Yeah. So someone drives right after the show.
You know, this is similar timing. I don't know when he
So you
drives.
guys both leave at the same time.
I don't know, to be honest.
God bless your heart. I'm like so anal.
Thanks, Bubba.
My man's a real rock star. He don't need nothing. He don't need nothing. Play the music. How do you do that? With all the business stuff and stuff, how do you just like still make your brain just focus on music? I need to figure that out.
I pay attention to the business stuff a lot, too.
Yeah.
I just don't know what time the truck leaves.
What do you, like, you run the show?
I'm pretty involved.
Like what, budgeting and stuff?
Kind of all of it. And like, there's a type A behind this hippie profile.
Oh, no, I feel it, bro. I felt it for years. I'm like, I'm the same way, bro. It's like, well, I mean, we could be hippies, but we also could run some shit.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking hilarious. So, because we're talking about type A, what do you have planned for Red Rocks? What's this weekend going to look like for the Greensky family?
All the bangers, man. I don't know. We're gonna try and do some different stuff. For like we play there a lot of times, and I want to make every year unique in some way, musically, visually. We did all that pyro and shit last year, so
that was sick. Did anyone like hurt themselves?
No, it was cool.
Is that expensive?
I believe so.
Did you have to have like a fire, like a fireman
I think
and
so.
shit?
I think so.
That
like
give
a
you
fire
a pep
marshal.
talk?
They had to test it and stuff, and we all sat there in the crowd when they tested it. And we're like, whoa, this is gonna be interesting. Shit's hot.
It's hot. Was it hot on stage?
Yeah.
Sweating?
Yeah.
I'd be afraid of my fucking afro going up.
There was all those like sparkly.
So,
like,
how far away did they say you had to be?
they set it up like 10 feet in front of us.
I'd be so
It's
scared.
just like flames of. It's loud too. And then there were these like bangers that just go really loud.
Oh my God. Red Rocks allows that?
Yeah, dude. There's people do all sorts of shit there. Lasers, 3D.
This is the first year you're not doing like what's it, Dylan?
Yeah, we did Dylan last year and stuff.
You like that? 2 shows instead of 4? Is it less pressure?
I liked playing up the mountain. I thought it was kind of chill. That venue's really nice. They're not doing weekday shows anymore, so
yeah, the neighbors are fucking pissed.
Yeah, their property values are really great, and they have that awesome venue in their backyard. I'd be pissed too.
Oh my God! Like what the fuck? Why are they? I mean, that's so beautiful.
I brought my kid up to Jason Isabel there last summer and just like stayed for the whole show. Drove home at 9:30.
Play there? Feels like an underplay.
He did that last year, and then I think Red Rocks this year. But like, I love that. The shows are done early. Brought my kid. We stayed for the whole show, and then drove home.
Fucking love it.
Loved it.
I love it. Well, Hoffman, I can't wait to do Red Rocks with you.
Dude, let's sing into each other's eyes.
I can't wait.
We
got to figure out what we're gonna do. Let's not tell them
something real romantic.
Let's do something romantic. I mean, like, let me think about it too. I know you're busy with what. I can't believe you're like you run the show. That's crazy.
I don't run the whole show, dude. We're a very democratic band. We're all very involved.
Totally, but there's got to be a point.
It's unanimity to a fault.
They're like, here you go. Here's how,
What do you mean? What do you mean? You all have